On this episode of John and Louie's Big Adventures, we are going to answer two fundamental questions.
1. What's a transpacific cruise really like?
And 2. Does the original Edge class ship still got it?
Stick around and find out.
Let's see. Normally, we would never, ever arrive at the port the same day as embarkation, but this time we just didn't have a choice.
That's right, and if we had the time, 2 days is what we probably would have stayed in Oahu because there's plenty of things to do. There's all kinds of great things to see.
People bag on Waikiki, but you know, there is something classic about it.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're all the way.
Now this is our third time in the Celebrity Suite.
Yeah, because once again, we had successfully used the Move Up program to bid up, which we can show you in one of our other videos.
Yeah, now this is a great suite, and if you want a really good look at it, we've done 2 other vlogs all about 2 of the different Celebrity Suites.
In homage to Walk With Me, Tim, let's do a cleanliness test, shall we? Oh. Yeah, it's more about this for me. Yeah, no, that's not good. In fairness, I kindly pointed this out to our attendant Jesse, who was horrified and rectified it immediately.
Yeah, he was great.
The Retreat Lounge, the epicenter of retreat life, where you immediately go take care of your dinner reservations, your plans.
Yeah, we really enjoyed the Retreat Lounge on the Edge class ships. They've got this great view, and on the Apex and the Edge, you have this fantastic outdoor area. This is a great place to sit.
Upon first glance, everything looked very, very much in order.
The only thing that's missing is on the Edge, there's no bar in the lounge.
Yes, you can see why in later iterations of this lounge they added the bar, because it really helps to create a sense of community. Oh, the fun that will be had here. Dancing here, there'll be ABBA sing-alongs there, there'll be karaoke here, there'll be DJing here.
And you'll be
I'll be at
all of them.
Yes. Does it feel like home?
It does feel kind of like home. It feels familiar and very comfortable.
Yeah. And of course we have the most beautiful view of Hawaii you can imagine. But we'll be at sea soon.
As we do pretty much every time, we have room service the first night.
This had already been a long day, and this food, really grounded us, but I was determined to go on.
I am not a cruise ship comedian. I'm a comedian that works on a cruise ship. Do we understand that? Do we not understand the difference? You've not been on enough cruises to understand?
So, Luminae doesn't open till 7:30. And as we've mentioned before, it has the gracious hour and a half.
90 minutes.
7:30 to 9.
Although, if you walked in there 2 minutes until 9, they're happy and gracious to have you.
I'm sure that's true.
We're having the typical There's always a little bit of a hassle connecting at first.
Yeah.
Even though they say it's so easy, it's fussy.
It is fussy.
Just like I am this morning.
Just like you are.
For some reason, I woke up fussy.
Fussy.
I gotta get out of that.
Fussy. So when we decided to take an ocean cruise, we were very excited to find this cruise. It started in Sydney, Australia, but we picked it up in Honolulu, Hawaii.
And we're going to do a separate episode about Hawaii because it is a tricky port. A lot of people will think we're going to get off the ship and see the beauty of Hawaii. These ports don't really offer that. You're going to have to sort of seek and find it, which is why we want to do a separate episode.
Yeah. Now, if you haven't been there before to these islands, we would definitely recommend you taking an excursion or setting up something for yourself from the port. The volcanoes are fabulous to see. There's waterfalls to see. I mean, there's all kinds of things to see. But we'd been there before, so we didn't want to do that. But we decided to do something a little bit different.
Yeah. So we're going to a place called the Hidden Nene, which is supposedly a speakeasy.
You know where?
We're in a taxi,
You know what this water?
and no one has heard of this place, which I guess is why it's hidden.
Yeah, for no. It's at 58. So I guess we'll find it. Yeah. Gotta be here, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
There was no junk here. It was filled with great stuff John would not let me have.
We ended up doing our usual port trick. So we were there about an hour.
Yeah, that's about our thing. And you know what? And did a smart thing. We just came to someplace we love.
I mean, look how beautifully maintained this is. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, the whole place was spotless.
You know what? This is so great. We've been meeting so many of our followers who've been so gracious. And can I just say, it's a fine group. They're fascinating people. They look good. I mean, they're having a great time, and so it's just made us feel good. If this is the audience we're attracting.
Might not be a fruit kebab, but it's mango sorbet. So indeed, it's time for the fruit kebab. Lovely.
It's luxury. I love that jacket. I really love that jacket. Look how preppy and handsome John looks. We're having lychee martinis.
One thing that I guess we weren't really surprised at was that it was definitely an older crowd.
More mature.
We fit right in.
And you know what else? No kids. No. I mean, this cruise line isn't real kid heavy anyway, but I mean, which makes sense. I mean, how many kids really want to be on a 5-day crossing? If you're watching this video, then you probably watched other YouTube videos which have mentioned the main dining on celebrity ships has become iffy.
So true.
We thought, let's just see if people are getting fussy.
We've had good experiences in the Tuscan before, so we thought we'd try it again.
This escargot is très frothy. Foamy. That's foamy, frothy,
It's good. It's just
garlicky. It's foamy and tepid. So far, the service is slow. Very slow.
If you're looking at YouTubes about taking a celebrity cruise, you might be seeing a lot of flap and kvetching about the main dining room. And
It's warranted.
it is, I have to say this, in the
You
2
know,
years we've seen a
it's-
steep
It's
decline.
changed in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as good.
Yeah.
So you really, if you want nice food, you really got to do the specialty dining.
Which is not cool. So about an hour and 10 minutes later, how is it?
Chewy.
It is.
Like it's not cutting.
Let's just say it looks better than it tastes. We got there at 5:30 so that we could make the 7 o'clock show. And it's 7:15 when we got our entree, and we had a little bit of it. We were just like, okay, we should have just gone.
I think it's appropriate from my end, having the honor to represent 1,400 amazing crew from almost 70 different countries.
I mean, wow. Celebrity, for the most part, has excellent entertainment.
It's improved a lot since the old days.
Yeah. And with the screen and all, I think this rivals anything in Las Vegas.
I do too. We're suckers for the production shows. Okay, do you know what's coming up in just a few minutes? The ABBA sing-along. And you are not gonna believe it. It becomes crazy. It's like a rave. There are like people dancing, smashing beer bottles over their head.
None of this is true.
No. Trust me, it's wild.
Here we go!
All kidding aside, and laugh if you will, this is always the most multi-generational moment of joy. It always cracks me up how everybody gets together and goes crazy for this ABBA night.
So after Louis' wild evening at the ABBA disco party last night, we're off to Cosmopolitan.
Main dining.
The Cosmopolitan restaurant is the one main dining room that has breakfast, and I will say it's pretty darn good.
It's consistently good and much easier than dealing with a buffet. Our breakfast was good, and one of the reasons it was good because of how graciously you greeted us and started the experience.
I haven't really done much, sir. It's just that
Oh,
we're
please.
actually very appreciative.
Well, well, that too, but thank you for representing celebrity.
Thank you. I wish you a great day, and we look forward to seeing you again.
We got another great plan. Kona, we made a romantic choice. We decided to go somewhere that we had stayed almost 30 years ago and have dinner. And you know what? When you think about how much the excursions cost to take you, okay, so for $100, we got a round trip to the Mauna Kea Resort and just had a
beautiful Hawaiian evening. You know, it's on a beautiful beach. Gorgeous.
Because a lot of times when you go to these ports, you see the shops, but you don't really feel like you've been there. And this allowed us, at least for a moment, to feel like we really were in Hawaii.
It's very quiet. It was very romantic. We felt for the first time on this trip, we're in Hawaii. The next day...
So, again, thinking we were clever, we found this site called Resort Pass. And we bought a resort pass at the Hilton Waiakoloa Village, basically the Disneyland of the Big Island.
Yeah.
Replete with monorails and everything.
etc.
And so for $150, we got a cabana.
The thing about the hotel, it's very, very large. It was pretty crowded, of course. You know, there's families and all kinds of stuff.
Good idea. This was a good idea.
It was a great idea. In fact, if we had done it at the Mauna Kea and on their beautiful beach, that would have been a whole different thing. Much more up our alley. But we had a nice time.
It still was a good idea.
It was a great
idea.
idea.
Was a fun
It was
adventure.
a great idea. It was good.
We would have gone to Eden anyway, typically, but this time we had to go because John is very upset that it's being taken away from the next iteration of Edge-class ships.
Yeah, I'm not upset that they're redesigning it, but I am going to miss the Eden restaurant. It's fabulous.
Aren't you a little bit excited about it transforming into the bazaar?
No.
We usually aren't that busy at the ports, but we were really digging it out this time. Yeah, for us.
For us. We really were.
We were ready for some sea days.
We were tired.
Lay low.
If you're staying in the retreat and you want a really low-key breakfast, this is your place.
Speaking of laying low.
I mean, they've got all kinds of great stuff there. But it's a light continental breakfast.
Yeah.
So light.
Now, we need to fulfill our promise, our fundamental promise.
Oh, good.
Which is answering the question, what is a Trans-Pacific cruise like, and would we do it again?
Absolutely, we'd do it again. I would.
Here's something unique about it. Because it's sort of cold outside, because there's extra days, and because you're not going to ports, I found that there was a different sense of community within the ship.
I would say
it was different than typical.
I would say the thing about the crossing is you've got to find things to do. You've got to sort of entertain yourself. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that they're doing.
We're here at Music Trivia, Broadway musicals. This is going to be like a cockfight in Tijuana with gay men throwing down. So be ready. We're so gonna weep this.
Next one is Wicked.
Obvious.
For Wicked, we had Singing in the Rain. Well done. Then we had Les Miserables.
The musical for straight
The
men.
Les Mis, we went 2 minutes.
Dreamgirls.
The penultimate one was Dreamgirls. And then finally, we had Annie, Get Your Gun. So tell you the point.
But I mean, that's what I mean. You got to go to things, or you got to sit and read your book and enjoy that.
One of the great things about sea days, trips to the spa. So one of the reasons I want to introduce Janice is because, well, first of all, this is my whole beauty team right here. This is my whole beauty team.
I think it just comes, the confidence that you show in me, to be able to take 75 minutes of your beautiful cruising time, to be on the chair and trust us with the razor.
And you, Tia, how about you?
This is our second time meeting.
Yes.
I met you on my first contract.
Yes.
The moment I saw you, I remembered you. I'm like, that's my guest.
You told me this.
Yeah. Well, she nabbed me, and so I changed my appointment time so I could be with her. She did this amazing thing with my nose, like scrubbed stuff off. It's like a baby's backside. And whatever that little device is you used on my nose, I wish I could buy one.
Oh my gosh, that was magic. It was so calming for me. Getting out all the white heads and the black heads. I think you should just come just to do that. It was amazing.
I've had criticisms of the thermal spa before, thinking it's form over function. But this time, the shower head literally popped off and hit me in the head. So this is an area that I have to say needs some refurbishment.
So during the cruise, I decided I would start working on this vlog. It takes me a long time, so that's why it's so late. However, while I was doing that, with my beautiful view, Louis was...
All right, I decided to have a proper lunch. all proper like.
We're all proper.
I went to Lumine by myself and had a solo gentleman's lunch.
Do you remember what it was?
Yes.
And what would it be?
It was a Cornish hen.
Oh, a tiny wee Cornish hen.
That's what it was a Cornish hen. But the reason I really went there...
That is proper.
Was soup.
Oh, yeah, okay. There's good soups on ships. I don't know what the deal is, but almost always you can get great soup.
Proper soup.
I don't quite know how to begin.
Yeah, how do you attack that?
Let's just do it.
Oh.
That's delicious. Le Grand Bistro also has this great area that you can walk up to and you can get all sorts of delicious pastries for a price, or great sandwiches, a great place to grab a lunch.
Or grab a loaf and take it to the room.
Another great place to grab breakfast or lunch is Cafe Al Baccio, which is one of my very favorite places on the ship. In the morning they have breakfasty things, at lunch they've got sandwiches, they've always got great pastries and cookies, and this is one of my very favorite places to hang on the ship.
It's going really fast.
It is going fast.
It's almost like I feel late all the time for something. And where are we headed now?
Fine Cuts, steakhouse restaurants.
For fine dining.
For fine dining.
Which is why we put on fine outfits.
We caused a lot of trouble.
John, who almost never wishes for something chocolate, said the brownie. See how it goes down.
Well, that's lovely.
Now, we're not that great about looking at the activities page that we get. We can sort of scan it. But I looked at it one day, and it was loaded with stuff. We walked by one day, and it was like, oh, they're doing a cooking class in Raw on 5.
And then there's game shows.
Yeah.
And there's karaoke. And there's special events at the casino.
Yeah. But there's classes, there's talks, there's special, sometimes they do a special matinee entertainment thing.
So if you missed the show the night before, a couple nights before, the singer does a matinee. So they're pumping stuff at you to do.
The only thing is you got to keep in mind is there is going to be weather. Now, when we were looking to go on this cruise, we looked on YouTube We looked everywhere trying to find what the weather might be like on a Trans-Pacific cruise.
Because it won't always be the same, obviously, even though it's the same time of year.
But we were both surprised because
it got windy fast, and then it got cold and windy the next day, and then the next day cold, windy, and rainy.
We were on a higher deck, and we were at the very front of the ship. So we felt the rocking a lot, but it was rockier, it was cooler. So as you went north, it rapidly got cold. So one evening we decided to go to the Ocean View Cafe for dinner. And I must say, although the 4 main dining rooms have gotten worse, the buffet has gotten better.
I hate buffets, and this is really good.
Right, we are terrible at buffets. We look at our plates, it's like, well, that's a mess. Like you just find, you find little things. Oh, I want to taste that, and you just look at it. It's like, what am I eating for dinner? There's no cohesion in a buffet. But the food is very good,
and it's a vast selection as well.
Yes.
There's Indian food.
Yes.
There's Asian food. There's all and it's pretty constant every night. Those stations still exist, just with different items. So they go full out on that buffet. It's not even really a buffet. Well, it is.
What is it then?
Yeah, it is a buffet.
Wow, look at the little plate you've created there.
I know. What was that?
I just threw sort of a carb melange together, just sort of starch on starch on starch. That's what I'm doing.
Indeed. And very beige.
One of the reasons that we were not bored on the actual 5-day crossing is because the first 3 days in a row, there is a time change. You lose an hour every day. So you always feel like behind. You're, oh my God, I'm supposed to be somewhere. And it gives the illusion that the days are moving quick.
By the way, this time change must be very hard on the people that work on the ship.
It is rough.
Yeah, I mean, they're working long hours anyway, but to lose an hour all the time.
Oh, God. And we do a big one. This is one of our most popular ones. It's all about the retreat.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi. Oh, sorry.
Howdy, neighbor.
Hello there.
Good morning. Good morning. Something we're learning. This ship is crawling with content creators. Big, small, and we're gonna go meet. We're gonna go.
Is it though?
Yeah,
Crawling with content.
Crawling with content.
Good morning.
Hi, Captain. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for all your great service. Look, we got to meet the captain. He's doing a wonderful job, and his crew. Look at that.
Yes.
Thank you so much for excellent service.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
After that brief interlude with Captain, we're gonna go meet another content creator. His name is Ashley. He's a dancer on the ship. He's fabulous, and he seems sweet and adorable. So we're gonna go see him.
Thank you, that's really kind, first of all. My channel is, I'm sort of showing the opposite side of ship life compared to these two. So I am showing the crew side of things. So lots of vlogs about just my life on the ship, in port, because I am a performer of the shows. There's sometimes clips of the shows, the rehearsal process, all of that kind of stuff, and just some behind the scenes.
And the name of the channel?
It's just my name, so just Ashley Miles. At first you'll probably find an Olympic gymnast, and then you'll scroll down a little bit, and then you'll find me.
They're very entertaining, so we highly recommend that you take a look. An amazing dancer and a really nice, just a genuinely nice guy. But to make my point again, though, we have been flabbergasted at the quality of the choreography and execution of dance in these shows. The show in the club was maybe the best show we ever saw in the club.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
almost had to explode when they lifted the sax player into the sky and twirled her.
Wild night last night, eh?
There's much dancing and gambling and jazz babies hanging from lamps, just everything you'd want. Prior to going on a cruise, as most of you already know, you get inundated with offers and discounts and packages. And one that we used, which we thought was very valuable, were the 3 specialty dining venues for one price.
Yeah, that came in very handy.
2 dinners and a lunch. They were flexible. They could move it around. In fact, they had to because of weather.
Yeah. We were going to go to Rooftop Grill on the last night, but as you may know, it's pretty much outdoors. And it was way too cold and way too windy. So they switched us to a lunch on 5, which we really enjoyed.
Yeah, and even though it was a la carte, they allowed us each $55 to use as we wished on the menu, and it turned out to be a great deal and a good value.
Yeah, we'd recommend it.
Well, look at that tray of rawness. That's a lot.
Tempura roll. That is a lot.
It's a lot for one person.
It is. I also got some edamame. And then this is the edge roll. They're salmon. It's a salmon California roll. And that's their specialty roll here on the edge. So what did you get?
I got what is purported to be filet mignon medallions seared. And by seared, it means cooked well done. Sort of like a Mongolian barbecue.
Oh.
That's what it's sort of like. It's like a Mongolian barbecue.
And is that a good thing?
If you like Mongolian barbecue. Well, we know it's an Asian sorbet. You know what there is a lot of going on the ship? Just a great deal of?
You.
Dance.
There is lots of dance.
I mean, everywhere. People are dancers. And dance parties here, dance parties there. Silent discos, like
and
constantly.
I was going to say, what about the silent disco?
Oh, come on. People really get into the silent disco.
I know they do, but wouldn't it be more fun at just being in a room where there's actually music playing?
I don't know. It seems to be infectious.
2 DJs competing. We got DJ winner. Silent disco.
How is this fun?
Hello.
So the casino and I fought it out this time. And I was down $400, and so but I had the certificate that I had to cash in, so I'd go up the last night, the last drink, the last night, the last hour. I'd go up and I cash it in, and they give me hundreds, and I'd just go to the machine that I've been playing with, just 3 pulls, and huge win. Great way to end. It gave me $600. It put me up, and I met a group of new subscribers. It was just the cherry on top of a magnificent cruise. A couple of unique things about Eden as a playing space is 1, practically no one has a good view, and 2, it is always immensely crowded early.
Yeah, you got to fight to get a seat in Eden.
Everything was rolling along merrily enough, and then it stopped.
After a few minutes, it started up again, and they carried on like troopers.
While not quite as produced as the later ships, it's lovely out here. Now, being responsible to our fundamental theme and question, which is the Edge, the first of the Edge-class ships. Does she still got it? What do you think?
I think yes. I think, however, you can see that it's the first of the Edge-class ships, and I would say that it's just beginning to show its age.
Let's put it like this. It doesn't need a facelift yet, but it could use a good day at the spa.
Yeah.
I think
you're right about that.
That's the way of putting it.
That's right.
But I would still highly recommend this ship. Oh, in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Full-throated.
Absolutely.
Still one of the best. After all of our main dining misadventures, we decided to come home to Lumine.
That's right. The second to last night, they sat us at a foretop, facing out like a honeymoon couple, and we loved it so much that we asked for it again the next night.
Yeah, it was a good show. The thing to remember about Lumine is that you can, if you are intimidated by the menu, you can come and ask for anything you want. Burger or game hen? Oh, that's just sort of perfect, isn't it? Look at that.
So even though we had been on the ship for 9 days, we were ready for another couple of days.
Yeah, I kind of thought we'd be crawling to get off the ship at that point.
We were sad to see it end.
But I'd found a groove. I'd hit a stride.
A groove, literally.
I hit a stride. But there was a happy ending because you got to visit family.
Yeah, we ended in Vancouver, and my relatives live in Vancouver Island in Victoria, so I got to visit with them. And Louis got home to take care of the baby.
Yeah, bisous. I want to, in wrap up, I just want to mention for the people that watch these things, and you think, oh, should I say hi or not? Okay, just so you know, it really makes it going through all this trouble worth it when people just say
it's
hi.
It's really fun.
It really
had a really nice time. We weren't even on the ship before somebody turned around and went, oh, we watch your videos. And it just, it is really nice. It makes you feel good because, you do these in your house.
Well, especially John spent an amazing amount of time, a ridiculous amount of time working on the editing. And it just, you'd be amazed how nice it feels when somebody goes, hey, I really like it. So don't feel weird about saying hi to anybody because I think most of the content creators feel the same way.
Yeah, and thanks for watching again, and thanks for subscribing.
We're over 13,000 subscribers.
And remember, it is free to subscribe.
Yeah, okay, so to say hi. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for watching.